Cush Souveränität, Black Righteousness. By L. James Bolin. Chapter 2. Samuel and Cush. On this day in 3190, Samuel took his grandson Cush to a nearby creek. Early that morning, Cush took they were going fishing. By this time, he was 10 years old. As a child he was unable to pronounce the word granddaddy and started calling his grandfather, then daddy. Cush asked, then daddy, do you want me to go and round up some bamboo for our fishing poles? Samuel smiled. Today we will not fish. Today is a day of learning. You are of the age now that I can teach you some of the things that I want you to know as a man. Cush looked up at his grandfather. What is it, then daddy? Samuel pointed to a nearby log. Tere, sit down. A small amount of sand, leaves, and sticks was just a few feet in the middle of the creek. He grabbed a large rock and threw it into the creek. What do you see? The boy was confused and shook his shoulders, noting. He waited for an hour, repeated it with an even larger rock and then asked again, what do you see? Cush made up things, hoping to guess what his grandfather was trying to say, but Samuel just smiled. After hours of sitting there and repeating the same thing, the sun was on top of them. Cush became very impatient with his grandfather, for he was hungry as his stomach growled. Tell me, then daddy, because I don't know. All easy are to the ants. They keep trying to go to the other side and you keep messing them up with to the rocks. The bigger the rock, the harder it is for them to rebuild. Terry probably met at you by now. Samuel laughed so hard, he cried, wiping the tears from his eyes, my dear son, I wanted you to see the little things, the details. And all this time you did, this lesson has two things I want you to remember in life. Look. He pointed to the ants. You were right. Each time I threw the rocks in the water, they continued to come towards the shore by marking themselves in a circle of floating ants. Somedy, but they kept doing it and the larger the rock, the wider it spread the ripples out. They remained determined to make it to shore. Even after I built barriers entire way, they continued to make it to shore. But the only way is by sticking together in harmony. He paused as his grandson smiled, then continued, life is the same way. Still, one cannot make it in this life without patience and harmony. Cush looked puzzled, I don't understand. What's the second lesson then daddy? Samuel reached down and grabbed his grandson by the chin, shaking it softly, never give up, no matter the obstacles. As they were walking back, Samuel said, when you were in your mother's womb, I had a dream that you would become a great man. And therefore, I named you Cush. Your mother wanted to name you Ayani in honor of me, it's my nickname. But I said no. You should be named Cush. Cush looked up, VHY, then daddy. Samuel stopped in the middle of the path. Well, our family has had many great people in it, many of whom were prominent men and women who served about with honor and respect. Not all, but many. 150 years ago, there was a prophecy that went forth that one day Sabaoth will bring forth a man from our family who will bring the great deceiver and his followers to his knees. He will be the first man to kill and destroy demons. And no man has done such a thing other than Msheka. But Msheka was a special man. I felt deeply that man is you. According to my dream. Cush looked at his grandfather with a serious look. Tell me about your dream, then daddy. Samuel smiled, you going to interpret my dreams for me? Cush was excited, yes. Samuel took a seat nearby. Well, I was sitting at the river and my father and my grandfather appeared before me. Ten his father and his father's father and his father about 15 generations were coming to the river one by one and we all stood there talking to each other. Suddenly it got dark. We couldn't see any light but the stars up over us. Wie al stot in the dark for a long time before vani in Jekevu, our ancestor, stot up and pointed at a light. The light grew bigger and consumed the darkness. This light was so strong, it had blinded us for a short time and afterward we could hear a voice. It echoed, "He is here." I woke up the next morning and your mother announced that she was pregnant. Cush scratching her ears and said, interesting. Samuel got up looking, "Boy, come on here, let's go home." Te were half a mile from home and Samuel said to Cush, "Easy, you have friends teaching you to fight." Surprised, Cush said, "No, te are my make-believe friends. But there is one who shows no emotion, not really. He has a made-up half smile. It looks as if he is making himself smile." Samuel laughed, "Yes, I know him. His name is Yale. But they are real and not make-believe." Cush laughed, "Yale Marcus me laug, he is always very serious." Samuel stopped. "Come, let me tell you a true story of one of your ancestors, the one that stood up in my dream named Vani in Jekevu." Cush was excited, "Vanya, who?" Samuel said it's pronounced Vani in Jekevu. Cush nodded, "Okay, Vani in Jekevu. But Mama would not like it, if he come home to late without letting her know where I'm at." Samuel said, "Have you forgotten she's my daughter? I will take care of that." Cush smiled, "No, I didst forget." Samuel walked to a nearby tree. Family is a solid component in our life and should be treated as such. Not to say everyone in the family feels that way, but even te like this tree, will soon die off and break from the family like this branch. Te have served their purpose, whether big or small, but all must die for this tree to grow. As he pointed to a branch that fell from the tree, saying, "Those that make the family strong will continue to help the tree grow." Not to say that you only need family. You will find friends that will treat you better than some family members. These friends should and will be a part of your family. Cush interrupts, "Then Daddy." Samuel was concerned because of the look he had on his face. "Yes, Cush," saying as politely as he could, Cush asks, "Can we talk about this while we eat? I'm hungry enough to eat that tree." Samuel said with a smile, "Let's go eat." Samuel and Cush entered the house. As Samuel yelled out to Martha, "Baby, I have Cush with me. Do you mind marking us something to eat and sending Simeone over to tell Miriam that Cush is with me?" Samuel sat down and Cush beside him. Martha came up to the front, wiping her hands. "Dry. What are you yelling for, old man? I'm right here in the kitchen." She smiled at Cush. "Baby, what would you like to eat?" Cush replied, "Anything you cook is all right with me, Big Ma." She smiled, "Y'all go and wash up and it will be here by the time you get back." Cush almost knocked down his grandfather while trying to get to the bathroom. "Excuse me, then Daddy." He shoots. Sure enough, by the time te returned, Big Ma was placing Kush's plate on a stand. He bowed his head for a second and said, "Grace and Arte." Samuel said, "Slow down, before you hurt yourself." Before long, Martha returned with a bigger plate for Samuel. "Thanks, baby." As he smiled and rubbed her behind, she returned. Taking a towel she had in her hand, she softly popped him, "We got company." Samuel smiled. "Not for long, if you keep walking like that." Blushing, she said, "Dirty old man." Trying to act as if he is away noting, Cush continued to eat. Cush looked at Samuel, "Then Daddy, I read a lot of your stuff." Some I understand and some, not so much. Samuel smiled. "We come from a long line of poets and songwriters. Hell, artists period. Which one didst you understand?" Cush wiping his mouth with his hands, snarkes in the grass. Samuel said, "Well, at your age, you probably haven't had to deal with dishonest or disrespectful people who call themselves friends. When you do, it will all fall in line." Taking a sip of coffee, Samuel continued, the next time I see you, I want you to try and write a poem. Cush with a surprised look on his face. Oh. Samuel pointed his finger at his chest. Son, just write how you feel and make it from the heart. For far too long, our people were afraid to show emotions or feelings. But I say we're not robots, we're humans. And we come with all emotions that humans are made from. Just simply write how you feel. Cush looked at Samuel, okay, LTRYIT. Cush was in the tube through the rest of his meal, thinking about what to write about. As the two finished eating, Cush took the plates to the kitchen and thanked his grandmother, who was washing dishes. Samuel leaned back and rubbed his stomach. That's what I call good eating. Smiling, Cush said, yes, I agree. Taking another sip of coffee, Samuel said, our family has a glorious history and about called many of us to do great work in this life. Many in our family know about our family history, and many, well, they don't care. Those that know a lot about our history, it is to those that's about called them to do great work in his name. We are from the Natjetstribe, Tabitha clan. However, people who are unlike us have given our people all these crazy as names. Cush looked surprised to hear his grandfather curse. Samuel is a wise look on his face. It's okay, son. It's just a word used out of frustration. Well, that time it was. But you better not let no one hear you say it. TLLs where you don't backslided from hell and back. He laukate, Vacatilians, Nazirites, Mestizos all these names mean nothing to us. For centuries, they have given us these useless names to describe who they think we are. At first, they called us savages, they Negroes and niggers, making fun of our heritage, culture, music, and so much more. But they turn around and steal the same things they don't understand and they never will. Samuel stood up as he walked towards the wall, but they love our culture now, but not us. That's crazy. Pulling out a monitor, Samuel continued, speaking of robots. Asshole, you Tere. Then Cush heard a voice. Where else am I supposed to be? Do you see any fucking legs? Better yet, a body to get up and walk away from this motherfucking house? And by the way, who are you killing an asshole with your dumbas? Kush smooth dropped. Samuel reached over and closed Kush smooth, this is asshole, or you can call him Billy. I know, many don't believe in this technology, but I use it to see what's going on in this crazy-ass world of ours. Samuel then said, Billy, show Cush a map of the world in. Samuel paused a minute to think and then Billy said, I ain't doing shit, until you apologize. We don't need to go to war with you motherfuckers, because the ever generation creates a new kind of crazy, judgmental, self-righteous, egotistical, inconsiderate, hodietan to, silly as humans. One judges a person for lying, and that same motherfucker is a thief. All we need to do is just wait till you assholes, kill each other off. But no rush, for we don't die, we multiply with your dumbas. Samuel smiled at Cush, that's why call him, asshole. Then Samuel said to Billy, damn Billy, you know I'm just having fun with Cush. He did know he had you around and he wanted to surprise him. I'm sorry. Billy then said, okay then, apology accepted. Turning back to Cush, Samuel said, let's see. What was he saying? The Europeans, yes, the Europeans treat to separate us by the color of our skin. Tere was black, white, brown and yellow. He paused. Oh, red is in Tere some wäre. But if you look at us, we're not black. Samuel smiled again, well, now your uncle Jonathan is black. He's so black that man don't even have a shadow. Samuel laughed so hard that he started crying again. Cush tried not to laugh, but couldn't hold it in. After catching his breed, Samuel continued, well, before is so-called Columbus called himself discovering America, Afrikaans traveled here many times before, around 445 BC. But he will not admit to that, even in the Torah. Sabaoth said he would scatter his people because of their disobedience. I think he said it about 10 times. Babylon was the first time the exile of the original Jews, who were black, and that happened about 3 times before the temple was destroyed. Billy interrupted, the Jews were many shadows, and the exile is referenced 12 times in the Torah, Deuteronomie 28, Verse 64, Leviticus 26, Verse 33, Deuteronomie 4, Verse 27, Psalm 106, Verse 27, and 8 more times, if you want me to quote the scriptures. And he have a listing of one president of Egypt, Gamal Abdul Nasser, saying, you have left black and returned white. You are impostors and shall never see peace. Samuel interrupted Billy, okay, man, I don't need no damn corrections. He'll read about it when he gets to it I was summarizing, anyways. Billy said, if you re going to say something, say it correctly, or don't say it at all. Samuel looked at Cush, anyways, Sabaoth said he would scatter his people because of their disobedience 12 times. My point was, many of the Jews realized Sabaoth was not in one building, one country. He was not in one place, and only a handful returned. Many stayed where they were, and many continued to live their lives the way Sabaoth wanted them to live, as they were. Pausing, he continued, Tats why equal Billy an asshole. I'm human, I have forgotten some of these things over the years. But he is a machine with a memory chip that never fades. Billy said, there you go with that bullshit again. Did he hurt your little feelings human? Noises were coming from the front porch. It was Samuel's horse, Gemini. Samuel shouted to Gemini, I'm going to feed you in a little while. Hold on, dude. Billy forgets that map show us the world map in 3048. Samuel grabbed a few apples from the table in front of him and placed them on the windowsill. Here you go, for now. Let me finish talking to Cush and I will finish feeding you. Okay. Cush took he was saying things, for it looked as if Gemini shook his head as if to say okay. Now where was I, again? Samuel said, oh, okay. The year was around about 3040, but you can ask Billy, and the planet had been through so much neglect, aber the end war with you know who. Pointing to Billy, as he continued, that the planet had to be put on artificial life support by the Albanians. Cush interrupted, he heard of them, but he never as a one. Except I were also in a while, I see them flying. Samuel looked at Cush and said with a smile, you going to let me tell you my story or what? He paused as Cush smiled back at him, okay. Then pointing to the map, he continued, many of our oceans were depleted by almost 90%. What was left were mutants that were unfit for human consumption. All rivers and lakes worldwide had to be purified, then strained because of the many parasites and bacteria. Most of the northern and southern region was frozen and only the Albanians could live there. Alaska, Greenland, and Old England were the only nations in the far north. Everything else was covered in ice and reached temperatures as low as -60 degrees. Cush was about to say something but covered his mood when his grandfather looked up at him. Okay, back then. The Middle East is now a world of chaos and confusion, plagued by mental illness and congenital disabilities. Contaminated by radiation because of centuries of bombings and bombardment with chemical and uranium-based weaponry. Showing Cush some before and after pictures, Samuel continued. The Americas comprised of only about 2/3 of its original Sitze. The San Andres Fault and all the land that also covered it was now underwater and part of the Pacific Ocean. Many of the cities also existed on the other side of Andres Fault are now a trail of islands. From also stot Santa Cruz to the south of San Diego, now, just a small island. Los Angeles was the only city that remained, but it was just a large island. As this is now called the Isles of the Californias. The northern half of what we also called Brazil is also a long trail of islands. As we also know, Africa is now divided into 3 huge sections with an ocean, the African Ocean, running through it, almost, at a 45-degree angle. What was also India and China is now one country called China, missing the northern section from both countries. The southern part of Africa and about 1/3 of southern Australia and beyond is completely covered in ice and snow, reaching temperatures beyond human existence. This is where the elite, or alpha Albanians and Tyaminians, control the devices that keep the earth from erupting into a ball of fire and destruction. With a face of unbelief, Cush just satere. Billy. Samuel stood up and walked towards the wall, pointing, pull up a video of this Mr. Adam Lavasse with his ugly ass. Looking at Cush, Samuel said, there are only 4 classes of people. Hold on. Reaching for his glasses, I want to see the meeting. This thing hasn't aged a bit since it have been here almost 900 years and he looks the same as when he arrived. Hell, al Donnerstag Cush, look at this thing. What do you see? Cush looked confused, it's a man. Who is he? Samuel said, I guess you still have some growing up to do, both spiritually and physically. You're not ready, Freddy. Samuel took a seat, wer was I? Cush said, 4 classes of people. Samuel shook his head. Yep. Only 4. There are actually 3 classes of people. And 10 the Albanians, are the meeting else. The 3 are the computans, the anakatas, and OS. With his fingers pointed at the bot of them, Samuel said, Bacatilians, according to them, and what separates. All of OS is our DNA.